Hi. I finally figured out how to change the aspect ratio on my webcam. So now you can see the nasty ass dishes I have stacked up in my sink. Today I watched Spiral, subtitle from the Book of Saw. Um, it's always a bad sign when I'm watching a horror film when I have to pause to laugh uncontrollably for 20 seconds. Spiral is, I guess I would say, the best Saw sequel, and I want to assure you that is damning with the faintest of praise. The Saw movies. Okay, so I saw the first Saw movie when it came out. When I was like 14. Yes, I'm old. And for years I've been telling people, I mean, the Saw sequels suck, but the first one was really good. And I realized I've been saying that for so long, I wasn't even sure if it was true anymore. So I went back and rewatched it, and it turns out I was wrong. I was just 14. Um, it's kind of harsh, but the first Saw movie was really unique. It was interesting, I guess, but like not technically good. Um, which I guess is, if you can't be the best, at least be different, I guess. But then the Saw sequels came out, and it wasn't even different anymore. So now it's kind of circled back around to Saw kind of sucking. I don't know. I have some harsh words about the Saw series. I'm probably this is probably a hot take, or I don't know how as far as takes go, but I'm pretty lukewarm on the Saw series. The sequels get fucking rough after a while. But this new one, Spiral, is probably the best of the sequels, I would say. Um, yeah, Chris Rock is there. Samuel Jackson's there. I hate being this. Okay, as far as tone goes, all the Saw movies kind of follow parallel plots where you watch the trap shit go on where they're playing their games, and simultaneously there's a police investigation going on where the cops are getting into like the meat of the jigsaw case and trying to solve the mystery. And sometimes they intersect, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just two different things that happen. It's essentially just watching two movies at once. This one, I guess, takes a different route in this case, in that the police procedural thing is the main trap plot, where all the victims are like cops. Uh, and this one, because John Kramer dies, and spoilers, like Saw 3, and all the other Saw movies are either his fucking ghost or just people he's trained. There's a nasty sweat stain on this shirt. I'm sorry. I would not have scratched the back of my head if I knew that was there. Um, so yeah, the main villain of Saw has been dead since the third movie, and we're on 9. So it's weird goings. But in this case, the copycat is intentionally targeting dirty cops, which I guess is interesting. Chris Rock plays like the one good cop on the force, because there's always the one. Um, who Jigsaw is like targeting with Samuel Jackson's his dad. That was pretty cool. That was so early on. You see a picture of his dad, like because he was the old commissioner or whatever, in like the bullpen, and I was like, "That's Samuel Jackson? What the hell?" I think that's cool, and I assumed he was dead. The way they were talking about it was like in past tense, so I just thought Samuel Jackson's character was dead, and then he shows up. I was like, "Oh, cool, Samuel's here." Um, anyway, neither here nor there. Um, so as far as there's a weird tone going on where the Saw movies are pretty blatantly horror, fucking torture porn stuff, and even the cop stuff is really shot like a horror film. Here, it's primarily cop stuff, and it's shot a little oddly. It feels to trying kind of like it's trying to mesh police procedural cop drama with horror stuff. I don't know how successful it is. There's some interesting stuff. There's one really like I went, ooh, that's a good shot. Where it's just Chris Rock off to the corner, like looking through the blind. It's very noir, very film noir. I loved that shot a lot. It was cool. I wanted some sad jazz to play while he did that. That was cool. It felt very Lethal Weapon. Watching the opening, I was kept waiting for Mel Gibson to come in and for Chris Rock to say he was too old for this shit. Um, anyway, I don't want to be this dickhead. I'm 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 sorry, but I gotta do this Sin missions bullshit. The very first trap, the guy is like his tongue is stuck in a vice or whatever, and he's like elevated, and to escape a train's about to hit him, he has to like jump down and rip his own tongue off. He gets his arms free and is trying to take the vice off, and he like being the chain holding the vice up. It was like a carabiner chain. Literally, I could see the screws. He could have just and just taken the whole thing off. It was infuriating. I'm assuming like if he tried, it would be like, oh, he put Loctite in there or something. But fucking, it was infuriating because like it's very rare that the alternate that the alternate solution is so obvious, and there it was blatantly obvious, and it was infuriating me. There was another trap where fully he just did not have enough time. It's the water trap, I guess, where like yeah, like, he did the thing. He made the horrible sacrifice, but he just didn't have enough time to get out of the tub. Infuriating. The third one, like these are clearly like unwinnable. Like there's one. Sorry, I'm not gonna. I guess spoilers from here on out. I'm just gonna go full spoilers. I don't give a shit. If you want to jump forward to my score, I don't care. Anyway, so the third trap, she has to sever her own spine or spinal column to not die. Like, you're asking the. First off, how does it? There's nothing there to detect that she has severed her own spinal column. Like, there's no like meter or whatever. Was he just like watching? I was like, oh, she did it. Like, I don't know. That one was dumb. Also, because it poured like boiling hot wax on her face, and it killed her. And when Chris Rock finds her, he like peels the thing off, and like her whole face comes off with it. And he's like, breathe, breathe. Like, dude, she's dead. I don't know what you're trying there. He's like giving her CPR. It's like her face came off, dude. I don't think she's gonna make it. Fuck. Okay. So it's a Saw movie, so it's riddled with flashbacks and flash forwards and shit. There's one where you're getting Chris Rock's dark backstory, and like, because his dad used to be the chief or commissioner or whatever, and it's like it flashes back to Samuel Jackson yelling. I was like, Chris, what were you doing? What were you even thinking? It cuts to Chris Rock. And to indicate that this is a younger Chris Rock, he is fully just slouching and wearing his baseball cap backwards like he is a 90s teen. I had to pause the movie to laugh. I was astonished. It was the most ridiculous shot I had seen in a while. Holy shit. It was hilarious. God, what a dumb movie. There's a new Jigsaw puppet. Instead of Billy, it's a little pig. I thought it was really cute. I like puppets a lot. This is not sarcastic or like facetious or whatever. I just genuinely enjoy puppetry. I think puppets are really cool. I like marionettes. Anyway, yeah. God, is there anything else I want to talk? Oh, the fucking movie ends on a long no as the door closes. I could not handle that. That was another time I paused to laugh, and immediately cuts from that to a rap song. I was like, "Are you serious?" God, what else? Okay, I guess more spoilers here, but I fully like called twist the instant. Like I was like, "Oh, it's him." Again, spoilers again, but so Chris Rock gets paired up with a rookie. And it's like, I don't need no partner. I'm not a baby. So, that was a weird thing. Chris Rock, or the chief tells him, it's like, you're getting paired up with this rookie. And he's like, do I look like a Jamaican woman to you? I'm like, wait, what? Where's he going with this? And it's like, do you see me pulling off jerk chicken recipes? I'm like, what is he? Because I'm not a Jamaican babysitter. It's like, oh, that was a joke. It was like a long trail to get to that. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, so... this rookie does a bunch of suspicious stuff, including like borrowing Chris Rock's cell phone. In a moment, that was like, okay, that was very obvious. There's no reason there. That was in the movie clearly for a reason. They didn't just put some random naturalist dialogue there. And then halfway through the film, they're like, "Oh my God, Banks!" Or I think it's Banks. I don't know. Charlie's dead. Or no, I can't remember his name. Secret villain's dead. Oh no, secret villain. I never thought he'd die. But you never see the body. You just see some a skinned body and a tape that implies he was playing a game, but it doesn't show you what happened. And I was like, okay, that's fucking way to telegraph it. Like usually, like in the two other situations, it flashbacked immediately, and it's like, I get it that you can break pattern. I don't know. I get that you can hold things off, but when you establish a pattern like that, it becomes very obvious what the twist is gonna be when it comes, because you're clearly breaking that pattern. It's just a very it it's a very telegraphed twist. I don't know. I find myself, I'm really good at pointing out twists in films. I'm just like, oh, that's gonna happen. That's gonna, which I realize annoys people. I don't think I'm like super smart or anything. I just think I've watched enough movies where I can catch like obvious setups like that. I can just see through screen. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just annoying, or maybe. Sorry. Anyway, the twist was very telegraphed. And I was like, it's gonna be that guy. It's clearly gonna be that guy. Although it did, one thing caught me off guard. I assumed the Jigsaw would be a woman, just because like the voice modulation. Because Jigsaw, he does like his fucking crime videos where he tells you spooky stuff. It's like, you want to play a game, like that shit. But like he modulates his voice. But here the voice modulation is terrible. It sounds like a little child. And I was like, oh, it's a woman. I'm assuming, right? It's a woman doing it. I don't know. I guess that's sexist, or I was assuming someone's gender, right? But it sounded like very high pitched, and I was like, that sounds like a woman's voice. This might be a woman. No, it's just bad modulation. Maybe that was intentional to throw it off. Anyway, it's edited like a Saw film, so like irritating. Lots of like really sharp, quick cuts. Wild editing. There's a lot of shots. They don't linger on anything. God, that's how all Saw movies are. Again, like the only real shot I loved was Chris Rock like against that window, and like because he's really really far off to the right. It's very noir. I loved it. That moment stuck with me because it was the one moment where I was like, oh, I appreciate that. That was some good filmmaking. Yeah, didn't really like Spiral. As far as gore goes, it wasn't even that interesting. It kind of gets it all up front. You see the dude get exploded by a train. You're like, oh shit, crazy. But that's kind of it. Another dude gets his fingers ripped off and electrocuted. And you're like, oh, that's pretty rough. But like, not the worst. Oh, goddamn, there's a bug crawling on my wall. Yeah, didn't really care for Spiral. I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. Alright, later.